I'm Donna from Lost Closet 12, and I have for you today a Leather Flip Friday between May 16th and May 22nd. I have a handful of sales that I would like to share with you. And this first one up is Fisher Price Snap and Style Crib Baby's Nap Time for Nikki. Pink White Dollhouse is how I wrote it. And it's just a small little toy crib by Fisher Price. It's super cute. And it sold relatively quick. I wrote it in January of 26. It was a bins pickup by weight. It cost me 66 cents. And it sold for $10 plus shipping on eBay. And my computer is running a little slow, so we're going to have to bear with me. Dos Vita anime, or however you say, a Lisson sandal booty, 8.5 women's tan braided caged block heel zipped. That's a terrible photo. Here's the top one. Well, maybe if we're going to go up. There we go. And there they are in all of their glory. They were super cute. They, again, sold relatively quickly. They were written in January of 26. They were red, white, and blue. Pickup cost me $4.06. They sold on Poshmark for $25. And I had all of these pulled up. There we go. Nayot, Kayla gold metallic leather wedge sandals, women's size 40, US 9, strappy. Israel is where they were made. They did show wear, and I disclosed that in the listing. And I took close-ups. You can see the wear there. And there. I might not, if they had any more wear, I might not have listed them. The hook and loop closure, don't ever, if you're new to reselling, don't ever use Velcro. You'll get a bureau, they'll take it down. It's a big bureau. That and onesie, they're really two big ones. There's a whole list of them you can. Okay, I took a lot of pictures of the hook and loop there for some reason. And there's the sole, and I take as many photos of shoes as I can to get an overall view for the buyer. Well, anyway, did I say they were written in March of 26? They were a red, white, and blue pickup. $4.73 is what they cost me, and they sold on eBay for $20.79. Sometimes this number here doesn't match sometimes it'll say it sold for my list price when it actually sold on offer for something cheaper. So that's why I write it down. Statement earrings, round medallion, boho, ethnic beaded gold tone. These came from that huge jewelry bag that I purchased, and it was one of I purchased it when I started, shortly after I started YouTube, and it was the first unbagging or jewelry surprise mystery buy video that I ever did. And it probably should have started with something a little smaller than that bag. I did not realize how much work went into going through a bag of jewelry. For one, I was new to YouTube. It was new to jewelry. It was all ethnic, belly dance, costume jewelry, and I didn't know how to describe it properly, but I did have a good time, and I learned a lot. And yeah, I'm going to just skim through the photos so you can see it better. Like I try to get as close up, and when you're doing close ups, you can when you're looking at it just in your hand. Sometimes you don't see a missing stone, so it's always a good idea to take close ups. And there's the back. They're not marked, and I always take measurements. And there they are. They do not sell for a whole lot of money, but I gained an education. So that to me is valuable, like the dollar. So the more you learn about what to pick up and what not to pick up, the better off you'll be. So they were written in May of 25. They sold, they cost me $1.72 and they sold for $5.08 plus shipping on eBay. So I did make a little bit of money, just not a lot. And these I considered keeping. One vintage Walt Disney jumbo porcelain figure circus clown made in Japan. They sold for $12 on Mercari. They were in a state sale pickup in August of 25, and all the figures cost me $2 each. So this lot cost me $4, which is more than I would pay just for, I wouldn't pay $4 for those. They had some, I'm sorry about my phone. I forgot to shut it off. Well, anyway, they do have a little bit of wear, but because it was a bulk buy, I listed them. Did I take any close-ups? No, but I like that picture. For some reason, it's cute. Oh, there it is. There's some close-ups. And I apologize for my phone. So I took photos of the wear too. So they sold. I apologize for my phone. It's not going to ching, but I'm getting notifications. So August of 25, estate sale, $4 because there was 2 in that lot, and they sold for $12 on Mercari. Next. I like this. This is a vintage brooch, theater faces, red rose, JJ signed silver tone pin. I believe AI helped me write that title, but I liked it. I thought it was cool, and there was a signature. I probably have it closer. There you go. Sometimes it's a little hard to get the stamp on the back. Well, anyway, they were written in February of 25. It was a red, white, and blue pickup for $2, and it sold for $9. Whenever I open up all my tabs, and then, like, I set up my lighting. Sometimes I'll take a potty break before I start, or get a beverage, or just a couple minutes pass before I start recording. And then it goes all the way back. I don't understand that. Well, anyway, these are Rye-Cut Adventure Mid Black Suede Fox Fur Slip-On Comfort Shoes, women's size 11. I normally do the size closer to the front. I don't know why I did it that way. This time, maybe I piggybacked off someone else's listing. They were written in March of 26. They were red, white, and blue pickup, $4.73. They sold for $23 and change on eBay plus shipping. And they did have a little bit of wear, not anything terrible. Some photos are better than others. I think these were what sold over the weekend. Well, that is those, and then we're going to move right along. These ones I've had forever. I actually thought they sold. Come on. Saucony Cohesion Athletic Sneaker Women's size 9, lightweight, lace-up pink gray. I would imagine I was being less picky the day I wrote these because When I went to package them up and I pulled them out of my inventory, I was like, what happened to them? Like, I don't think today I would write these in the condition that they were in, but I will show you what I'm talking about. They were a rewrite in October of 2024. They were Ben's pickup, $2.09. I don't know. That was probably the average cost because that's how I used to do it back then. They sold on eBay for $8.50. And you can even see in this photo some wear and cracks. See, I took a close up, so it's not like I didn't know that there was all that cracking. So that would explain why it took them so long to sell. And I did disclose it. I don't know. Used condition with some wear, cracking on upper's footbed. Inserts have been replaced. See last photos for more details. And yeah, I would not recommend writing a pair of shoes in that condition, regardless of the brand. Maybe there's an exception. I don't know. But I wrote them in the beginning of 2023 or sometime in 24, maybe earlier. This was before I started tracking how long I've had my inventory, so I knew what to get rid of. And I would have pulled these if I had known that I wrote them in such poor condition. But they sold. This is another item I've had forever. Nautica Competition Men's Fleece Pullover Medium 1/4 Zip Color Block Red Athleisure. They were rewrite in August of I'm sorry, it was August of 24. It was dollar day pickup, and I really don't have my cost. I'm assuming $1. Sold on eBay for $6.60. I mean, I don't know. This is pretty cool sweatshirt pullover. I don't know why it took forever for it to sell. It's probably vintage. That tag kind of looks vintagey. Oh, there's a mark there. Oh, discoloration. That might be why. But there's the tag. And yeah. It's not. I don't know why I'm yawning right now. I yawned in my last video. I apologize. Okay, I think I just said that. August of 24. No. Yeah, August of 24, dollar day, $6.65 is what it sold for on eBay. And this is a cool bracelet. It's vintage ornate silvertone link bracelet, blue lucite cabochon. If I'm pronouncing that right, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And I wrote rhinestone. This was written in February of 26. It was a red, white, and blue pickup. Came from a bag. $1.57, and it sold for $15.99 on eBay. And it's just a cool bracelet. This also sold over the weekend. I remember talking. That's a bad photo. I guess I don't always look at my photos. And I think it was missing a stone. That's why I took so many photos. Or maybe not. Yeah, that one right there. Go back. Right there, there's one missing. But I felt like I took a more close-ups of this one. And this one, for whatever reason, I could not get to come up with my Flipped app. I mean, I use Flipped as a reseller. I like it. It serves a purpose. I don't put all of my numbers in that app for the app to keep track for me because I feel like there's not enough places to enter all of the data I like to keep track of. So I just use it as a delisting, when it sells a delist. And I used to have to manually delist it, and now it automatically delist. On most of the time it works. Lately it's been tripping up on Mercari, where it won't delist on Mercari, and I'll just manually delist it. And when I send stuff live on eBay, I don't have to go and manually import it now. So maybe I'll do update on that. I think I pay $10 or $11 a month for it. So for what I pay for it, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but the fact that it does, automatically delist and automatically recognizes new listings. You can share from that app. It's a Chrome extension. You can share from it. You can send offers from it. But I don't think if you want an extension to help you keep track of your numbers, I would not recommend that. If you want something just to double check, your delisting and your relisting, you can relist it from that there too. So maybe I'll do an updated flipped video for you sometime soon. I keep saying I'm going to make these videos, and then I'm forever getting to them because I just am. This is a Shopkins Grocery Mart replacement figures checkout bakery mousse. I feel like I put this lot together. I sold for $18 too. That's crazy. Well, anyway, here's the photos that I took. And if I'm going too fast, I apologize. It was just a cute set, and I feel like I put this together from like when I was going through a tote of toys. I don't know if it was one haul, separate hauls, but whatever. That's how it went. And I could tell you from the bottom, it was a red, white, and blue pickup. So it was probably in a bag, and my average cost was $2 for toys that day per listing. So sometimes that number changes, but I just stick with what I start with, because I have all these toys and I sort them into lots, and then I'll see, oh, well, this one can sell on its own for this price. So now I'm going to have an extra listing. Or sometimes I think something will sell on its own and it doesn't, so I throw it in a lot. So now it's a few pennies more per listing. But that's an average per listing. When I do my taxes, everything I paid in inventory, all my platform fees, my mileage. If I go to Delaware to that bins, I take my lunch, which is generally Panda Express, Chipotle, sometimes Wawa. I don't go have a big lunch. I gotta drive all the way back home, and it's like over an hour away. So so it's like $20 or whatever that comes off my taxes. The IRS, all my numbers are allotted, what I paid in supplies. I don't tell the IRS I paid 50 cents for this listing and I sold it for $15. That's not how it works. This is what I paid for my inventory. This is what it sold for. These are my fees, basically, in a nutshell. And my tax preparer is very good, and she catches them all. So, yeah, that's not even tax season. I'm talking about taxes. But I don't even know how I landed there. Well, anyway, that is it for this week, Flip Friday. And I should be doing a jewelry bag soon. I keep saying I still have it. I'm not sure what I did with it because it's been moved around so many times, but I still have it. So maybe I will record that today. All right. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this kind of content, and leave me a comment. Tell me what you think of my solds, what I purchased, how I run things. If you have any tips, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And thank you again, and I'll catch you on the next one.